If you are a business owner and you own a business by yourself, or you're thinking about starting a business by yourself, pay close attention. The U.S. Department of Education has now stated that on May 5th of this year, of 2025, they will start collecting on unpaid student loan debt. Now, listen, before I get into this video, I want to go ahead and pre-warn you. This is probably going to be a pretty long video because I got to get you the information. I got to give you some context so that way you understand what needs to happen. You see, back in 2020, the government stopped collecting on student loan debt. Why did they stop collecting? Then, we had COVID and things of that nature. And then the Biden-Harris administration came in and said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and stop people from paying student loan debt. We're going to go ahead and forgive the student loan debt. And Congress said, no, people need to start paying. Well, guess what happened? The government has had enough of people not paying their student debt. Why? Because there's over 42 million people who are behind on student loan debt in the total amount of $1.6 trillion. Now, before you get into Republican, Democrat, business owner, or whatever the case is, you got to understand, if somebody owed you $1.6 trillion, wouldn't you try to go ahead and collect on that debt? You see, don't get into the minutia. Don't get into all of the he say, she say. The government is owed $1.6 trillion. Well, the Department of Education, that is. Well, right now, on May 5th of 2025, they're going to start collecting on past due student loans. How are they going to collect? Well, they're going to use two methods. They're going to collect from federal and state tax returns. And even worse, they're going to start deducting and garnishing your wages. Now, why am I speaking about that? Because as business owners, what do we always do? You always go get a limited liability company. And since the LLC is only recognized by the state, guess what you have to file? You have to file federal tax returns. And since the LLC is only recognized by the state, guess where you file those federal tax returns? On your personal tax returns using a Schedule C. Now, typically what business owners do is you always file your taxes. You show that the business took a loss so that way you can get a refund.